spoilers. And if you haven't watched the episode, you might not want to. It's pretty rough. Taylor Sheridan's character Travis is in this episode. Anytime we see Travis, we know we're going to get enlightenment. So as a writer, Taylor Sheridan notes that he seeks to educate, enlighten, and entertain. And there's a lot of education that goes on in his TV shows. In Yellowstone, for example, how a cowboy lives his life and what he does to put a steak on that local steakhouse menu. And obviously, the drama that's created from these shows is entertaining. But we know when Taylor Sheridan's characters come into the show. So in Lioness, he has a character that has popped in season 2, and he's all enlightened. He's pure enlightenment. And the same can be said of Travis. Travis is pure enlightenment. And in this episode, there's a bunch of arena dust. And if you've seen the episode, you know that means time to cry. The dialogue that the Travis character brings to the show is not just willy-nilly. There's a point, and there's a thesis. So Travis's character in this episode is all about doing something the right way. Not just selling off the horses quick-like. He wants it to be done right. And this is an allegory for the entire process that the Dutton crew needs to do. Do it right. Do the job of revenge and saving the land the right way, not the easy and quick way. When Travis tells Jimmy what's happened to John Dutton, the 1883 music is cued. What does that mean? I believe that signifies that the game is probably up, and we've come back to the beginning and it's over for the Duttons, at least in the way that the original Duttons viewed it. And this goes to John Dutton III's name. The third, what does that really signify? There's a notion about the theory of the American dream. The first generation or the first guy will establish an empire. The second, the son of the guy who founds the empire, will grow the empire. And the third will either destroy or lose the empire. And I believe this is why John Dutton III is John Dutton III. There's various names in their family that they could have used for the Kevin Costner character. I think Taylor Sheridan used this intentionally to show he's the guy who's going to lose the empire. Casey really shows his Black Ops background in this episode. I am what you are. Now that's a terrifying message to anybody who knows anything about the gray and black operator world. We're talking about guys who usually were in elite forces such as CAG, Delta Force, or some of the SEAL teams. Those people tend to move on and work as CIA paramilitary and sometimes go private, working for corporations like Blackwater, which has morphed various times over the years. These guys are elite. They're called Tier 1 operators, and they will mess you up. So when Casey is telling this private contractor dude, he knows that he can reach out and touch him. He does. We see this episode opening up with Colby and Teeter exchanging I love yous, and this is a death sentence. We know in this world, the most magnanimous are always the first ones to go. This is one of the reasons why Taylor's such a great writer. He's not going to stop himself from doing this, from taking out a character that is, beloved and not high stakes in the game of the larger story, but something that we didn't want to see, but he does it because there's a point. Once you're in the place to say I love you, you might be as good as dead in this world, in this Yellowstone universe. For those of you that have watched HBO's The Penguin, that's a primary theme of that show as well. You pretty much can't love anybody to survive in the world of Gotham Mafia. Colby dies from blunt force trauma, getting kicked by the horse to death, literally. It's funny that when Rip calls, it's the scary tone. Of course, Rip would have the scary tone. This was a rough episode though. Gosh, just to lighten the mood, I had to watch Landman right after it. And many people would think that's not a very light show. The cowboy can rest with his hat on the bed because his luck has run out. Colby's luck had run out. End of story. I think Colby's death is kind of representative of the show itself. The luck has run out on this amazing show. It's time to not hang up the hat, but put the hat on the bed.